Everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S24 and compare it against the iPhone 14 and see which particular phone is a better one for you. Now, I definitely like both these devices. I think they have a lot of capability, but it's funny because the Galaxy S24 was a pretty big change this year, and I'm actually really excited to see how both these phones compare. Now, if you want to pick up either one of these devices, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these phones, the iPhone 14, which came out in 2022, has a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. Now, it's a pretty good looking panel. I was a fan of this panel when it first came out, and I still think it looks pretty good. There's not really a whole lot of things to complain about with this particular phone. I think it looks great. It's a 60 hertz panel, so it's definitely not amazing, but it's a good looking panel for the most part. You have the notch up top, and overall, like, it's a good looking phone. It's a fairly high resolution too, so this panel definitely gets a thumbs up for me. Although it's not perfect, I think it definitely gets the job done. You have the notch up top as well. With the Samsung Galaxy S24, you're getting definitely a better panel. So for one, it's a 1080p panel, which is great, but you're getting a 120 hertz panel. It's a 6.2-inch dynamic LTPO AMOLED display, so it's bigger, slightly bigger. You have a little bit of less bezel on this phone, and you're also getting no dynamic. You're not getting a notch. You're getting that hole punch display, which is genuinely better, and it's a brighter display. Like, this is definitely a better display in every single way. So that's a really big advantage for this phone, and definitely when it comes down to it, a massive thumbs up for the Galaxy S24 for having this good of a display on this particular phone. Now, in terms of the rest of the bodies, it's crazy how similar these phones are. Now, I think both these phones are like kind of the same thickness. Maybe the S24 is slightly thinner, but you probably wouldn't be able to tell which one's which. Like, they both look almost like identically the same. On the top, you're not getting anything on both of the microphone holes here. The buttons are on the side of the iPhone 14 here. On the bottom, you're getting a lightning port on the iPhone 14. With the Galaxy S24, you're getting a SIM card tray, which is cool, and you're getting a USB Type-C port. iPhones now have USB-C, but the iPhone 14 was the last one to basically bring USB-C, so that's kind of a big thing to keep in mind there. On the backside, you are getting slight differences here too. Dual camera setup on the iPhone 14, whereas on the Galaxy S24, you're getting a triple camera setup, wide ultra-wide telephoto lens here. You're getting a frosted glass back on the back of the Galaxy S24 as well, which feels so much better than the standard glass on the iPhone 14. Like, it is a pretty big difference between these two. You're getting wireless charging on both. You're getting a reverse wireless charging on the Galaxy S24, IP certification on both as well. And overall, on the outside, I will definitely tell you, you are getting probably a better phone in every single way on something like the Samsung Galaxy S24 on the exterior than the iPhone 14. The only way the iPhone 14 I think kind of wins maybe is, like, I think the back of the iPhone 14 looks a little nicer, but I like the feeling of the Galaxy S24 a little bit more. So beyond that though, I think the Galaxy S24 kind of wins here. Now, in terms of software and longevity, notoriously I would say the iPhones are going to win in this area, but Samsung did a really interesting thing this year. They actually went through and basically gave us 7 years of security and software updates on this particular phone. That's genuinely such an insane thing, and to have that type of capability here is actually very, very crazy. So theoretically speaking, this phone is going to be supported for such a long period of time, it's like not even going to be funny. So that's a really cool thing going on for this particular phone. If you want the longer lasting phone, it probably is going to come from something like the Samsung Galaxy S24 over something like the iPhone 14. So keep that in mind. It's such a crazy thing, but that's kind of what's going on for these particular devices from that particular perspective. Now, on top of that, let's go do a speed comparison between them. The Galaxy S24 has that Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset inside with 8 gigs of RAM on the base model, but it does go up to 12. This one has 8. The iPhone 14 has that Apple A15 body chip inside of it with 6 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go see which one's the faster phone between both. Okay, all the apps are cleared out in the background, so looks up for this one. So let's get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same thing, not a big difference. Their app stores 3, 2, 1. The S24 is going to be faster here. Notoriously, the Galaxies or Android's app stores are open up faster than iPhones. Scrolling through, let's see if there's a big difference. I kind of feel like the iPhone is a little bit smoother here. You can kind of see for yourself. Hopping out of these two. Let's go into their cameras. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go and take a photo. About the same thing too, not that big of a difference. We do have some third-party apps we can try out. So Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now, with these types of apps, they're not super insane or super large or anything, but still you can sometimes notice some pretty big differences between them. So between this one, you're probably going to see, honestly, very close between these two. As you can see, the S24 is slightly faster, but it's still very, very close. Like, you would not believe how close that was between them. So that was a very surprising thing. I genuinely was not expecting that. A little glitch here, but beyond that, kind of the same thing. Hopping out of these two, let's go into some other apps. We have Roblox, so I don't have it here. Let's try something like Stack. 3, 2, 1. Now this game again is not going to be super insane, but it looks like the iPhone 14 did kind of load into that one faster, which is kind of interesting. Let's go and get into this game. Let's see if it's any faster or glitches anywhere. I don't really think there's going to be. In a game like this, you don't want there to be glitches because that's going to... And there was a glitch right there on the iPhone 14 if you were able to tell. It looks like the 14 is glitching a little bit, which is not a big deal. It's a little bit of an older phone. We can try something like Bofa, which I don't have. We can try... Genshin Impact, don't you have? Snake vs. Blocks, 3, 2, 1. Again, not a big game by any means, but still a good kind of small game to test out. Basically the same thing, and this really wasn't that big of a difference. You can kind of see for yourself here. Pretty much the same thing across the board. We can try something like, Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. A little bit of a delay, I would say, on the iPhone 14. We can try again. We can try Thank You, 3, 2, 1. And I think the Galaxy S24 was slightly faster there. And the iPhone 14 kind of glitched up a little bit there. I don't know if you guys were able to tell that. There was a slight glitch on something like the iPhone 14. Hopping out these two, let's go and try Dropbox, which I don't have. It's weird, I used to have a lot of these apps, now I don't have any. Subway Surfers, 3, 2, 1. Now, again, this game is not that large or anything, but you'll still be able to tell which one is the faster. I guess I have to download an update now on this one, which is so unfortunate. But I would tell you from the few apps I was able to test, I genuinely think that there's definitely a lot of overlap here. I think between both of them, the Galaxy S24 is slightly the faster one a majority of the time, but you're still getting very good performance from the iPhone 14 as well, which is genuinely very cool just from the few apps that I tested. So from that perspective, thumbs up on both, but the Galaxy S24 is probably slightly faster. In terms of the camera side, you're definitely going to be getting, I'll just not even spoil it. The Galaxy S24 has a triple camera setup, a wide ultra-wide telephoto lens. The iPhone 14 has a wide and ultra-wide camera, 4K 60 on the back of both in front of, both the back of the front and both of these. But the Galaxy S24 does have the 8K capability, which is genuinely very awesome. Having 8K, filming is amazing. I love that kind of stuff, and you're getting that type of capability on something like the Samsung Galaxy S24, which is very cool. Now, the iPhone 14's camera, I think, is still very good, especially within a lot of these social media applications. So if you wanted to, you could easily go ahead and start filming these things in TikTok and Snapchat, have a very good quality device, which is genuinely very cool. You can zoom in 5x as well, which is very awesome. You have video mode, cinematic mode, slow mode, time-lapse. You have photo mode, portrait mode, panorama mode. Some really cool stuff here. And overall, it's a very solid type of camera, which I really like. It's a very good camera, very respectable camera for this type of device. With the Galaxy S24, this is also a very, very good phone. This is probably the better camera here. Like I'm saying it like as if it's not as good. This is probably the best camera you can buy on a phone this size, to be honest. So you're getting 0.6x zoom, but you're getting 30x zoom, which is genuinely insane. Having 30x zoom is crazy. It's more than you probably ever need. And it's a very, very cool thing that you have on this type of device. On top of that, you're getting portrait mode, you're getting video mode. Under more, you're getting more options. It's a very cool type of device. I'm a big fan of this type of phone. So without a doubt, that gets a thumbs up for me on the Galaxy S24. So to kind of sum it up, what I'll definitely tell you, I definitely would look at a phone like the Samsung Galaxy S24 as being probably one of the better phones you could probably buy this year. It's a very good phone. The only advantage I would say with the iPhone 14 now is that, it is a cheaper phone in the used market and it's a cheaper phone in the brand new market as well. So I'd probably recommend just going this route if you want a cheaper phone. It's still going to cost maybe like $600 something in the used market, but it's still a very, very good price to pay for this type of device. With the Galaxy S24, this is, I would say, probably the better phone. You're getting the better display, better build quality, longer lasting phone on this now, which is insane. It's a very good phone. As long as there's not some crazy thing issue like wrong with it, I think it's a better phone than the iPhone 14. But the iPhone 14 is still a very, very good phone. And if you have this one, I would definitely recommend keeping it. But if you want a better phone overall, the S24 might be the one for you. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.